Welcome to Around the Table this morning, this fine Wednesday morning, and
yes, almost forgot the microphone.
I'm in the driver's seat, which is a little. What's wrong with our cameras?
Hold on a second. I'll fix you up.
We have Dan's letting me do this again because I hadn't done it in about 3 weeks, and obviously I came in here and looked at all the prep work and went, I have no clue what I'm doing.
I am just as
being
calm
true to
as
that
I
form.
can be.
Because there's a little more added to it with YouTube, which that's going to take me a while. So I have a question. Why does this say TEL and the lights on? Don't know? Okay,
That's
good.
telephone.
Oh.
You don't want the telephone on.
Well, it looks like it's on.
What that button does, it sends it back to the person's listening.
Oh, maybe it's not on. Maybe
Yeah.
It is. It looks red. Okay, I took it off.
Squirrel.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is breezy and it is cold.
It's crisp. It's almost like a
Crisp.
fall day, isn't it?
Let's go with crisp, and I'm feeling a little crispy right now.
Yeah.
At the moment.
You're toasted. You're
Well,
toasted.
I needed some air because I'm sweating like a pig.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Hey,
Yeah.
great to have everyone on board, and hope you have a good hour with us. You know, I consider this our get started. It's our Kickstarter. This is a kick in the butt for the day.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what we were kickstarting. The day, the show, the
kickstarting a day. This is our Kickstarter. So if you're just getting up out of bed or just moving along, and you feel a little verklempt,
I don't even. What?
like it down in the dumps, or
What's the word?
Verklempt.
Verklempt?
Yeah, it's a Jewish thing.
Did you make that up?
No, it's Saturday Night Live. They always said verklempt. I
Okay.
remember that word.
Okay.
I'll look it up later.
Okay.
Anyway, hope you have a good day. We hope we get you started off in the right direction.
Man, I hope so.
Because Ann is not. She's like one of those wind-up toys that keeps hitting the wall and then going the other direction.
That's a very good description. Very good description. You know, before I went on vacation, like I didn't do this a week before I went on vacation, and it was. I mean, it's just like a new world for me.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Hey, I got a new cup.
I like your cup.
Kelly bought me this cup.
Kind of army green.
Because the other one I had was I guess I dropped it or something, and the top kind of cracked and it started leaking.
Oh.
And I said, maybe I can just find another lid. I said, just bought a brand new cup.
Well, look at it. It matches your headphones.
It does. This is a Brewmate. These
and
are
you've mentioned
phenomenal
that they
cups.
do not leak at all.
No, they don't leak. This is full.
Turn it upside down. Let's see.
Okay.
It's a test.
See, it's got you shut the lid, and then
you seal it.
And then you lock it. Did you hear that?
I heard it lock.
It locks.
It locks. Oh God! You would
Does
absolutely poop your pants.
And this goes into a cup holder.
Yes,
it goes into a cup
and it's
holder.
got a handle, which is very nice.
And it's kind of cushiony.
Okay, so does
Feels
that
good.
keep hot things hot?
Oh yeah.
And cold things cold.
I can drink this all day and it'll burn my lips.
You're lying.
I'm lying. It doesn't stay hot. Well, it's like a regular thermos type of situation. But yeah, you can look on the bottom and see where it's made and shaking it.
Did you
didn't
drop?
leak?
Oh.
No, it didn't leak.
You looked. Oh, people! My goodness! My goodness!
If you don't lock it, watch this. No, I'm not going to do that.
Well, what happens if you don't lock it?
It'll kind of start dripping. If you don't lock it, you got to lock it in there. It's good to go.
You order those suckers off the internet?
You have to.
You do?
You can't get them here.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, there you go. They're better than a Stanley. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely better than a Stanley.
Yeah, okay, because you know Stanley gets all the hype.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah.
Are they American made?
I can't answer the
I think
question
this one's
to
made
that.
in America.
Oh, Dan. You may have fermented.
Oh, boy.
What is that word you used?
Verklempt.
Fermented. I don't know.
Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, these are good cups.
Okay, Brewmate. There you go.
Thanks, Kelly.
Okay. Wow.
Anything else going on? You got your long johns? Are you wearing long johns today?
No.
It's
but
cold.
let me tell you something. I bought myself a lightweight blanket. I had taken my electric blanket off like the fool that I am and bought this little lightweight blanket to have for summer, you know, when it's just a little chilly. Otherwise, it was the sheet and the bedspread. I had put that little lightweight blanket on
Right.
yesterday afternoon, and then I'm sitting there in my house, hearing the wind blow, feeling the coolness, and went, I guess I'm gonna have to take that flipping thing off and put that stupid electric blanket back on.
Did you?
Yes, I did. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Just saying.
You know, we used to do the electric blanket, but we bought flannel sheets. Mm-hmm. You don't get into a cold, crispy bed.
I've had flannel sheets.
Yeah,
before.
I like the flannel sheets.
Yeah,
Of course,
and I haven't.
we're not
gone back
using
to
them
that.
now, but this cold.
Well, did you take them off?
Yeah.
Do you wish they were back on?
Last night, yeah. Yeah.
And tonight it's going to be kind of the same,
same thing.
scenario.
So, yeah. So what kind of weather are we going to have today?
Mostly sunny with a high of 55, but it is breezy, and there are 30-mile-per-hour winds out there. So that's what's causing.
What kind of wind is it?
It's gusty wind.
Oh, gusty. Okay. All right.
And then tonight's mostly clear with a low around 36. I'm going to tell you, I looked at my thermometer yesterday afternoon after being outside and chilling. It said 40. I could have sworn it was 30 degrees outside.
Wind chill.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, sunny with a high of 60. And then Thursday night, a low of 33. And then it's just gusty the whole flipping week.
Yeah, really.
And then on into Friday, what?
Friday, it's high near 67. Also Friday night, low 40s. Saturday and Sunday, going to be close to 70 degrees. But then there's a chance of showers coming in Saturday night. 40% chance of showers, mainly after midnight.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
anyway.
Sunday, the weekend's kind of the same deal with maybe breezy, but yet 70s. And
We'll be complaining in no
40s?
time about how hot it is. So,
yes, I
enjoy
try
it.
not to because I'm the person that, advocates for summer. But when everything's sweating,
yeah.
sometimes it's hard
sometimes
not
it's
to
hard.
be a little bit.
How would you live without the air
Irritable.
conditioner? It'd be miserable. You would.
It would be.
Summer wouldn't be your
And a lot
favorite.
of people do that.
Yeah, I've
I
seen.
mean,
Yeah.
out of necessity. I feel like
You turn that air conditioner on, it's another $150 a month.
it is, but it's calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah.
$50 a month, I guess.
Everything's going up. My water bill went up almost double.
I heard.
Yeah, and we didn't do anything differently.
Well, I had gotten a note. I'm in with Bergman Water though, and I've gotten a notice that said that they were going to.
They're going to raise it.
Yes, raising it. Cost of living, so to
Okay.
speak. So.
Well, we should be able. I mean, if they change their minds on the cost, we should change our minds on when we pay.
Really? Okay.
Think that would work?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
I think they're going to shut your water off.
Okay.
So, hey, I don't even. Okay, so we're going to move on to something. How do you feel about that?
You want to move on? Well, you're in control, girl.
I am, but I don't have to do anything but punch this, do I?
Let's see.
Oh, what do I got to do?
How about go?
Put on your thinking caps. It's time to ponder this
It's been a long
topic.
time since you've been in the seat, haven't you?
Dude, it's bad. I
That's
don't
really
remember
bad.
anything.
I think this is a fireable offense.
You snooze, you lose, I guess.
I'm gonna request to Jim that.
Do you want a new person?
Yeah, we need somebody else in here. This was the last straw. You broke the camel's
I'm
back.
feeling a little bit deflated. Gosh.
You don't feel deflated.
No, because I know you're lying.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I've got.
So here is the topic to ponder for today.
Okay.
Is happiness truly found from within?
That's where it starts.
I agree.
That's where it starts.
So
There
yeah,
is
my answer
nothing
is yes.
gonna make you happy if you feel like everything is a negative thing or bad or
Your glass is always half empty.
Yeah.
Is how I put it.
Yeah.
And don't you know people that are like that?
Yeah. But I have been in that hole.
So you
And it's-
speak from
I've been in that unhappy hole, and it's not good.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's hard to be. It's hard to find happy. It's hard to find happiness from within.
Sometimes people can't do it on their own.
Yeah.
I mean, they need help. They need someone to talk
need-
with,
yeah.
a professional or
Yes, they
whatever.
do.
So I think I advocate for if you got a problem.
Yeah. And
Yes.
the cycle of all that, when you aren't happy, and you're distressed or for whatever reason, that cycle goes in. It's a cycle.
Mm-hmm.
You your brain's trying to help you by saying, let's fix the problem. Let's fix the problem. Let's
But you
try happiness. Try happiness. But if you don't see happiness, but that's where it starts.
If you don't have the tools to do that within yourself.
Sometimes you have to let things go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to say, "I'm not wanted."
Would you say it's work?
Work
to
helps.
change that?
Work
you know,
helps.
not. I don't mean physical work. I mean working on yourself. You have to be able to change that.
Yeah. There's so many different things. I'm not an expert. I'm just an expert on what I've had to go through. But yeah, you have to.
But look where you are now.
Yeah, time heals.
Yeah.
They say it doesn't, but it heals. It doesn't make things perfect, but it helps.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's our topic to ponder. I don't know if it's up. I don't have my iPad. That was the last thing on my mind.
Is happiness truly found from within?
Well, we want to know what you think.
Yeah.
Go to our graphic, hopefully, on our Facebook page on Around the Table, and find out if it's there.
Yeah, if it's there,
Please
answer the question.
I'm assuming it is. Dan's got a little ear problem.
I've got ear mites or something.
Ooh,
Itchy.
I have some medicine at home that I use for my dog. Would you like me to bring some and cram it in your...
They just put some drops in there. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Dan.
Okay.
Let's move on. How about
Let's
that?
move it.
Today in history.
What happened today in history? What happened today in history? What happened today in history?
Shh, you're about to find out.
Oh, okay.
Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now.
This was 56 years ago. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave his final speech in Memphis, Tennessee. He was assassinated the very next day. The speech ended with Dr. King's famous, "I've been to the mountaintop" statement. All right.
I said, Joel, this is Marty Cooper. He says, hi. I'm calling you from a cellular phone.
Okay. You want to do that one?
Yeah, sure. This was 51 years ago. The first cell phone was demonstrated for reporters on a New York City street corner as Motorola executive Martin Cooper contacted Joel Engel of Bell Labs. Cooper later described the call for CBS News.
Do you suppose that was a bag phone?
I'm sure it was.
Certainly. Didn't
they had
Motorola
these-
make those?
They had, well, yeah. Yeah, if you were rich, you had one of those brick phones.
Oh, yeah,
Looked like
yeah.
a brick. You holding
Yeah.
a brick.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't rich.
I wasn't rich either. Couldn't afford those.
Nope.
But I
was
wanted
a
one.
magnificent life force. And those of us who loved him will always be grateful for his friendship and his warmth.
28 years ago, a plane carrying Commerce Secretary Ron Brown and 34 others crashed into a mountain near Croatia, killing everyone on board. President Clinton mourned the loss of his friend.
Thank you very much. And what this means now is that Paul and I can be married.
Oh, me.
Oh, my gosh. That was 10 years ago, believe it or not. TV host comedian David Letterman announced during a taping of The Late Show on CBS that he was retiring as host of that show in 2015.
Okay.
Stephen Colbert was named as his replacement 1 week later.
I didn't like Colbert.
No.
I liked Letterman.
No.
But I like Johnny Carson a lot better than any of them.
I
Just
did.
saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Smoke clogged several stations on the line as Metro riders were seen trying to enter the damaged train car to rescue people.
This was 7 years ago. A suicide bombing aboard a subway train in St. Petersburg, Russia, left 16 people dead and wounded more than 50. Authorities later identified the bomber as a 22-year-old Russian national. CBS News reporter Jonathan Vigliotti describes the horrific scene of the attack. I can't imagine.
Here. Take my gold card.
Oh, it's heavy.
It's made of gold.
This is a birthday cut. Actor Alec Baldwin was born on this day in 1958. He's 66. Among his many roles is NBC boss Jack Donaghy on the 30 Rock.
Did you watch 30 Rock?
No. I'm sorry.
I did bits and pieces. I was not.
Probably did.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs. Quite stylish. And maybe I seem a bit confused.
Yeah, maybe, but I got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Okie dokie. Actor David Hyde Pierce was born this day, 1959. He's 65 years old, and he's best known for playing Dr. Niles Crane on Frasier. Okay. I want to make sure it was gone.
Shrek! Fiona! Well, aren't you two a sight for sore eyes? Give us a hug, Shrek, you old love machine. And look at you, Mrs. Shrek. How about a side of sugar for the Steve?
That was Eddie Murphy. It's his birthday today. He was born in 1961. He is 63. His roles include the voice of the donkey in the Shrek movies.
I love the Shrek movies, and I love Donkey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just call me Bond. Municipal Bond. Yeah, that joke killed at the accounting firm.
Okay, another show that I like. Actor and comedian Adam Scott was born on April 3rd, 1973. He's 51, and he played Ben Wyatt in the NBC sitcom Parks and Recreation. Ranked right up there with The Office.
Another show I really didn't watch.
You didn't? It's
No, The
funny.
Office I didn't really watch.
Yeah, well,
Probably could binge on it and
once
get
you
into
go
it.
back and do it,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty good.
This Buffalo National River Float Report, powered by
morning. It's
Explorer
time to
Harrison.
check in with
Modern
Taylor
amenities
Golden
beat
Pond.
out to
How
a
about you
French.
now?
Explore Eat Pinterest in Harrison,
Great.
Arkansas.
Stop.
Find out more at
Fantastic.
ExplorerHarrison.com.
All right, let's go through the store. I know
Current
you
conditions
got
on the
stuff.
Buffalo National River with information brought to you by
What am I
doing?
USGS.gov. At Boxley, river stage is at 2.1 feet, which is very low.
I don't know what I
Ponca
did.
River
Sorry,
stage
people.
is at 2.7 feet, which is low but floatable. And at Pruitt River stage is at 4.7 feet, which is moderate, ample water for floating. At St. Joe River stage is at
I didn't get 'em
5.4
all in
feet,
there.
and Harriet River stage is
Okay,
at
that was
5.2
a
feet.
Limley
Also, at both of
mistake.
those locations, level is moderate,
Okay,
ample
now what do
water
we do?
for
Just-
floating.
we're at break.
That's a look at the current conditions on the
Well,
Buffalo
no,
National
but-
River. Buffalo
Do we need
National
to be?
River is home to a
Sorry,
network of
people.
over 500
We'll be
camps,
back.
making it one of the most
Okay, we are coming back. Dan's just
Little Miss
over
Button
there.
Pusher over there.
Dan is
Push
just
the
over
wrong
there
button.
laughing his little head off
Oh,
because
it's fine.
because
I
we
have
can.
been there. I have been there, and I have screwed things up so badly.
I told Dan that this is like I haven't been over on this side in 3 weeks, but you'd think I'd never been over here at the rate
Hey,
I'm
this is going to be a
going.
fun interview, right?
Yeah, we have Officer Ryan Guffey with us, canine officer. I guess is that how your name?
Sure, Sergeant.
How do you like to be introduced as Sergeant?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
And Donna Bramer, and
Good
Donna's
morning.
the guru that got me hooked up with this
Yeah.
nice interview.
I know a lot of great people at the city.
Yes, you certainly do.
Well, she
Thank
could take
you.
over our scheduling then, can't she?
Well-
no thanks. The
I'm
mayor
excited to
keeps
be
me
here.
busy enough.
Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you're here, and we appreciate that you're
Well,
here.
listen
and
to you guys,
you did bring Bady.
Batty.
Oh, Batty. I'm sorry.
he's out in the
Bring Batty. He's out in the car, and we're gonna when we finish with this interview, we're gonna take a break, and then you're gonna bring him into the lobby here because is he a little rambunctious?
He's a little rambunctious. Yeah.
Okay.
The
Is he-
dogs are very, like, they pick them that reason. Some
Oh,
of them
absolutely,
Some
yeah.
of them are calm, but most of the time they're not.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah.
Is he young?
he'll be 5 this month.
Oh yeah, he's still
Okay.
a
So
So
youngster.
he's still young.
Yeah.
But with him, unfortunately, I'm fighting a back problem with him. He has a bulging lower disc. So
Oh.
Oh.
unfortunately, he's on pain meds. And unfortunately, he's on pain meds.
Okay.
So this year might be
Oh.
his last year working. Not sure yet.
Does he
Okay.
ha-
But a very good possibility.
Does he have hip? Well, what kind of dog is it?
He's a Belgian Malinois.
Oh, okay.
So he's a big Belgian Malinois.
I would not
He's got
know
a
what
big
that
head.
was.
Those I've seen them jump. I have seen all kinds of cool videos.
He's very crazy. Very.
I can
Cool.
understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Have you
Wow.
have you used him in a situation before? I mean,
and-
do you use him
Yeah, of
often
course.
or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we use them all the time. Majority of our deployments with them are on vehicles.
Right.
So normally
Search a
other apps-
vehicle.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we'll do what's called an air sniff around the vehicle. So technically, if we go by Supreme Court law, it's called the Fourth Amendment. Everybody knows what the Fourth Amendment is. So we are allowed to walk them around the vehicle. They can sniff. Then they're trained to sniff door seams where odor escapes. We walk them around the door. If they give us alert behavior, if you have waggy tail, something that's not trained by them. So when we train them for an indication, it's either a sit or lay down. Because those are called passive indications, but sometimes they will do things that are not trained. So we see behaviors from them that are not trained. Maybe they raise their tail up real high, or they do. You'll see the hair on their back maybe stand up or something. Something that's not trained in them that's giving us an indication that they are in odor. So I can also use that. I don't necessarily need them to sit or lay down to get into a vehicle. As long as they give me an untrained behavior that I know that I can write down that's in their training records that I can show the court and say, hey, there's odor in this car. The dog
Like
is giving me a
you're
change in
thinking
behavior.
drug.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the only thing that he alerts to. Now, one thing, we don't train drug dogs and also do explosives. So, because if I run him on a car and he alerts to the car, do I need to evacuate
Right.
the area?
Right,
Block,
right.
or
Right. Well,
can I
yeah.
search it?
Right.
So, yeah.
Wow.
No, that's interesting. I was going to ask, when the procedure that you just mentioned, it's for someone that tells you they don't want you to search the car.
Yes and no. I don't actually need someone to deny consent for me to use the dog. Sometimes I won't even ask for consent. I'll
Right,
just
okay.
use the dog.
Okay. Can you enter the car? It sounds like you're just going to take the dog around the
right.
car and sniff for something that
Depending
might
on
be.
policy.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to. The Supreme Court says I cannot direct the dog into the car.
Okay.
Now, if they have a window down and we're going along the vehicle and the dog decides to jump in the car on his own, following odor, then that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think if I were pulled over, I would get out. I would say I will get out of the car and you can search.
Well, yeah. But we're on. We're not carrying drugs around.
Well, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone that does is not going to be quite that open about it. I'm sure.
Not necessarily. You'd be shocked.
Really.
I've given
Like knowing that.
I've asked before, given consent, got consent, and the first place I looked, found meth. So
Okay.
It's very.
Do they think you won't find it?
Yes. Most times people will think that they would rather let us look and miss it
Right.
than not. They
So-
don't want to put up a fight.
Does the dog bring a whole new level of
He's
accuracy with this.
So the dog, depending on the dog, most dogs will alert or indicate on source, so where it is as close as possible.
Mhm.
We like that. However, some dogs will, once they get into odor, immediately they'll sit or they'll lay down because they're like,
Oh.
odor, there it is. Because they're there for their toy.
Oh,
so for him, he smells that. He knows he's what we call getting paid. So if he smells it, he lays down. I'm gonna pay him.
I've never encountered a drug sniffing dog except like coming back into the country from another country, that type of thing. But I like to watch them, to do their thing. It's just really fascinating to me that they can be trained to do. I mean, they're smart. Hello.
Yeah.
But that they can be trained to do that.
So it's a whole process from when they start. I mean, they start over in Europe as a puppy. There are breeders that's all they specifically do is they breed dogs to sell them to kennels in the States.
Mhm.
So they'll breed, have so many litters every year. Where I got Bady at over in Pennsylvania, the owner of that kennel flies over to Europe every 4 weeks.
Really?
Looks at litters of dogs, does his type of testing to determine if they have the right drives to become a police dog. And if they do, he'll buy them. They bring them back to the States. It's called green, so they're all green dogs. They have no training whatsoever. He'll train them for 7 weeks, get them certifiable. And then after that 7 weeks, the handlers show up, and they do another 6 weeks with the dog. And they always told us the first thing when I got there, said, these dogs are certifiable. We're just here to make sure you guys learn how to do it and don't mess our dogs up.
What do you mean by certifiable?
So we certify every year. We're actually certifying this month. So us and the sheriff's office, they have one dog still, and we are going to do it together. There's a trainer over in Jonesboro who travels over and will do our national certification. So
So you have to go through like a routine with the dog?
Yeah, it's a test. We do everything that they are certifiable on. So everything from narcotics to building searches, apprehensions. I have to be able to send him on a subject and call him off.
Right.
So if I send him, I tell him, I'll say, office is down command, and he will lay down, call him back, hook him back up. I have to be able to do all these things.
You don't know. I mean, you go through training with him, but that's a training process. I would think that would continue with you two together.
It
at
is.
This point.
We're required to do 16 hours of training a month. So all that's logged. When I first started, we did pen and paper. So our last handler was doing pen and paper, and I said, "There's got to be a better way." Started looking it up, found a program called Pack Track, and it's all online. I can go in during the day while we're at training, put in where we're at, who's here, and it has a drop-down list of all the different exercises. Put them in, everything. Like we did so many cars. These are the type of odors that were in these cars. And then the handlers can put comments on there, and it's all, if say a defense attorney wants to FOI or for a case that they have, I can hit a PDF, generate, export, boom, and it sends a page document about that big of all their training, all the logs, all of it.
Cool.
It's very easy.
What made you decide that you wanted to be a canine?
I love dogs. I got 2 German Shepherds at the house. Yeah. And there was a couple things I wanted to do in my law enforcement career. One of them was work a dog, and the other one's work homicide. Well, we don't have a homicide unit here. We have dogs, so I chose to do that.
Yeah.
So.
And and Bady's been with you how long?
He's been with me 4 years now.
Okay. Wow.
Does he go home with you?
Every day.
Okay, so he's part of your family.
Yeah. We actually have all 3 dogs have 8x12 kennels. They're all insulated, and if you want, we put an air conditioning window unit in mine and a heater. So I think the other ones have those as well. Thanks to the prosecuting attorney's office, David Etheridge. I don't know if you guys have
Oh, yeah.
I know David.
Yeah, their office donated half of the cost for all of them. They're
Nice.
over $6,000 a piece.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, so they live in luxury at the house. So
Do they get to come sit on the couch?
None of our 3 do. Unfortunately, none of our 3 are very homey dogs. They're definitely out in the kennel.
They're probably a little rough in the house, aren't they?
Oh yeah. He'll jump off the couch, bite on stuff. I can't even get him a bed.
Do all 3 of them get along though?
No.
Oh boy.
No.
Have to be separate.
We have one of them we incidentally let out one time, and the other one tried to go smell. Of course, they're all intact. So they all want to be alpha.
Oh, sure.
The other one tried to jump on the other one. We had to separate it. Obviously, nobody got hurt or anything like that, but wasn't that big of a deal. But no, we don't let them interact.
Okay, now I'm just delving into your private life, but so do you let your dogs in?
No.
Okay.
No, well,
you know what I mean. I mean, different.
In the house.
It's a different
Oh yeah,
you have
yeah,
a different
yeah.
relationship with them.
My 2 German Shepherds at the house are lazy bones.
Yeah.
They're sweet.
You feed them, that's why.
Yeah.
What are we going to eat?
Couch potatoes.
Now, Bady, he's trained for sniffing out narcotics. Does he do any other?
Oh, he does a lot more stuff. Yeah.
Does he go into houses and search and that kind of thing?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay. How does he know a criminal from just a regular officer?
So that's on us. So
Okay.
that is on us as the handler to know if there's anybody else in there. Now, if as an example, we go to an alarm call at one of the businesses here. Most of the businesses here use cleaning crews, something like that.
Right.
So I'm not going to just blanket throw them in the car, throw them out. They get an alarm call. There's an open door. I'm not just going to put them in there and let them go. We're going to do our due diligence and ensure that there is not anybody else in there. We're going to make our calls. Has the Harrison Police Department, with a dog.
And you tell him that you have a dog with you, right?
Yes, that and he does bite. So we'll we give everybody the opportunities. And if I have someone who speaks Spanish on the shift, I'll have them do that as well. So we never know. But
well, you have to be bilingual, obviously, to be able to communicate.
For him, we do a little Dutch. So Bady does his commands are in Dutch and English. So some of them are in English, but most of them are in Dutch, and actually one of them is in German. So
that's just the way that's from his training originally.
Yes, because he came from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So normally, where they come from is with the language that they teach them.
Okay.
However, to be honest, you don't need. I could use. I was talking to one of the ladies out here earlier. And I recalled him to a heel next to me, and he sat there. I could use spaghetti if I wanted to. It doesn't matter. Like, they're using the body language in your eyes. They know what you want. So if I wanted to change plots, which would be his recall to a heel, and use ice cream instead, I can. It doesn't matter.
Does that
just
take
a word
while?
Association. No, not too bad. No, it's just a word association.
I'm quite intrigued. I'm really intrigued with it. I'm not
we could
talking to
spend 30
anyone.
minutes to an hour here.
Oh, sure,
I'm sure that's true. Wow.
So Bady's retiring next year?
Most likely I'm going to retire. I've let the administration know I think next year I'm going to retire him. There's just a combination of things. One, promoting a sergeant.
There he is.
Yeah, This is Bady.
He's
well, he looks
handsome
like a German
boy.
Shepherd, but he's not, right?
I bet we've bet about it. I think his grandpa probably had a shepherd in him. But
that's a look you don't want to be a criminal on the other end of inside of a house somewhere doing some wrong things.
No kidding.
So just in combination with becoming sergeant and
Those
with
are
his
cool.
back problem, I think next year. So what I did is brought for you guys.
Yeah.
So these are all 3 dogs. We get these made. We have several of them. We haven't put a post out yet, but we're gonna. I think Officer Mills is gonna put a post out that we're gonna try and sell these posters. To help recoup some of the costs and keep putting it back in so we can get more and more of them.
Cool.
So how many do we have?
We have 3 dogs.
These 3. Okay.
Yep, we have
Did we
Bady,
get a
have
paw print,
Zolan,
like
and we
an
have
autograph?
Elvis. So this company that does these, actually, we can. So they send a print kind of deal out. We put the dog's print on it. We send it back, and they make stamps out of it. And
That's
then they
very
send
cool.
cards.
Oh,
So
cool.
We can always send stuff out. I've got you guys some stickers of the dogs. These are some trading cards. So I've got Bady's new one. Got his old one. So this is Elvis.
They're so famous.
Named after
is
Elvis.
cool.
And then we have Zolan.
That's cool.
So there's 3 of the canine officers. Is that what I'm supposed to call you, a canine officer? It sounds like I'm calling you a dog.
No.
You know what I mean?
Canine handler, or they'll go by rank, patrolman. So we have Patrolman Bailey, who handles Elvis. We have Corporal Hill, who handles Zolan, and then I handle Bady.
It's kind of the same scenario for each of you with your dog. You go through the same process.
Yep. Each of us went to different schools, though. One of them went to North Little Rock, a school in North Little Rock. Or should I technically it's in Sherwood, but close enough. One of them went out on the East Coast, and then I went to Pennsylvania.
You got the better end of the deal. You got to have a little travel with it.
It's a long drive. We've been very lucky here that they've allowed us to go to extra training. A couple of us went to Canton, Ohio last year and learned to do the electronic collar. Very helpful.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Very, very helpful. I can take his prong collar off and just use an electronic collar. And really what it is it teaches the dog tone avoidance. So he knows that a tone that he hears before a stem, it's his warning. So if he hears the tone, he'll stop doing what he's doing.
He'll be aware right then.
That's cool.
He's very, very, very smart. These dogs are very smart.
That's why they're trained probably
And
so
they're very expensive.
proficiently.
Yes.
Well, Annie has a German Shepherd, so you know.
Yeah, I've got a German Shepherd, but she's not trained. She won't even drop a stick all the time when I want her to.
I'll be honest, my 2 shepherds at the house won't do that either. I'll yell at them, come here, and they're just like, nah.
Well, Mary will
frustrating.
come, but she just won't. She's stick obsessed.
Yeah.
We'll just put it that way. My
Chew
front
'em,
yard
eat
and
'em.
my. Oh yeah. and throw, watch him throw. Anyway, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Do you want to tell our viewers and listeners anything specifically about Bady or about, canine being stopped with a
What you
canine?
should or shouldn't do.
Yeah, kind of do's and
maybe.
don'ts, I guess. No, he doesn't.
Not really. I mean, so with Bady and especially the other dogs, I mean, if you guys see them out, just the only thing I ask, because I've actually had a woman do it before. I was up at Walmart and I had my back turned to him and he was sitting here next to me and she thought it was okay to come and put her hands and face in front of his face. So don't do that. Always ask the handler if the dog's out that, hey, is your dog pettable?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they'll say no. Sometimes it just depends on how the dog's feeling for the day, and that's the handler being able to read that. So,
right.
Obviously it's a really big liability
if
these
right.
dogs end up biting somebody they're not supposed to. So these dogs are the biggest liability at this department, and we have to we take that serious, obviously, because I don't want him to bite somebody. I've been bit by all 3 dogs, and I've got scars here.
What did you do?
I've got another one here. It's all training. I mean,
just training.
It's one of the things. If you get into this career field and into this specific section, just know you're going to get bit. All 3 of us have been
I don't want to
bit.
be one.
So
I don't want to get dog bit.
Sergeant
It happens.
says all the time they're working, and you just don't.
Well,
bother them
and
while
I'd
they're
gotten a
working.
message from Donnie yesterday that said, if Bady's in here, to not pet him.
Yeah.
Because he's on duty and that's his job and
Well,
yada, yada,
he
yada.
thinks he's always working. He's one of those things that I will tell people if you want to pet him, just put your hand out like this. He'll come up and smell it, and you'll know pretty quickly if he wants to or not. Sometimes he'll throw his hackles up from his neck all the way down to his tail.
I don't like you.
Wow.
Don't pet him. Nah, it's
well,
just
he's reading people, don't you think, or not?
I don't know. I don't,
You're not in his head?
I don't really know.
Okay.
He's I just know that today's not the day to be pet.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Be mindful of, please be mindful of that. And, follow those tips for sure, because you don't want to be bit, nor do you want to cause any disruption to the dog.
Yeah.
Or
No, but if you guys see us, come ask for cards. We got cards for
cool.
all the dogs.
Cool.
Cards.
Okay.
We got stickers. They're all free. Just come
We just
ask
need to
us
let
if you
people
see
know
one of our
about it,
dogs
yeah.
out. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you see us
We
out, let us
always
know.
want students and children to know that policemen are their friends.
Most definitely.
And they are there to help you.
And this is for awareness. It's not to scare anyone. It's
Right,
to be
no.
aware so that you behave appropriately if you're confronted with a situation with
Protect and
canine.
serve is what they're there for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our dogs are nothing but tools. They're tools for us, just no different than
You're such a tool.
Taser, OC. Can be. I hear that a lot.
Sorry, I couldn't help
Well,
myself.
we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna put our camera out into the lobby, and you're gonna bring
Sure. I'll bring
Bady
Bady
out
in.
here. Yeah.
All right.
Let's
we
take that
will
break, and
take that
we'll meet
break.
Bady.
Okay. We are back. Dan is out in the foyer there with Bady, so I'm going to turn the camera that way. I'm sorry, it's Bady. I keep calling him Bady. But this is Sergeant Guffey's dog, Bady. Very impressive. He's a handsome boy. He stays right there where he's supposed to, and he's like so in tune to everything Sergeant Guffey is doing, just like he's supposed to be. I think, he's got a little, I don't want to call it a toy, but there's something that the officer has in his pocket that Bady was not going to let go of it. And you can only imagine if that's a part of a person that he is not going to be deterred from doing his thing. There we go. Well, he threw it. I don't know if you can see that. And he won't do anything unless he's on command. There we go. Now you can kind of see what's going on. And he's landing. There he goes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm very impressed. I think that's absolutely wonderful. And he just lays there like he's supposed to. And he's not going to move until commanded. I need to teach my dog to do that because she sure as heck won't stay still for very long. But he is a good boy. And please be mindful that if you are stopped and there is a canine, whether it be Bady or another canine, do just what Sergeant Guffey has said we need to do and just be mindful of that and don't make any sudden movements. Don't pet the dog. Don't do anything. Don't try to engage with him because that's not what's supposed to happen. But we want to thank Sergeant Ryan Guffey and Bady and Donna Bramer for bringing them today on Around the Table. Quite a nifty little interview today. And Dan's making his way back into the studio, so I will have my bud here in a second, maybe. He's too busy talking. So I hope that everyone is having a fabulous Wednesday, and I'm looking outside, and it's gorgeous outside, but like we said, it is quite cold this morning. Thanks, Dan, for coming back, because, the show just doesn't work.
It stops with one person, I guess. Yeah,
kind of.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
And the officer stood in front of the camera for a little bit. But,
yeah.
But you got the idea that
I was explaining what was going on.
Yeah, he was doing all of the routines by command.
Yeah.
He wasn't being...
And he did not budge until that command went out there.
Right.
Which is pretty impressive. But,
Would be nice to have a home dog that would do exactly what you tell it to do.
Maybe I need to see... Where did he say he sent... Where did that dog go for training originally? Netherlands? Was it the Netherlands or somewhere like that? I need to send my dog over there too. Let her be trained by professional. Anywho. Hey, you got any weird, crazy things to talk about? I do. There's another $1 billion Powerball jackpot.
I saw that.
It's just me, or $1 billion lottery jackpot's kind of boring now.
Now, when you buy a lottery ticket, does a computer give you the numbers?
Yes.
Oh, you don't pick your own?
I think you can pick your own.
Well, the computer is
usually
rigged,
just
right?
do the computer. I don't know. Is
it?
See. Yeah.
And they give you numbers like 10, 22, 66. Well, you look at all those numbers, it's like there's an impossibility.
Pick your own numbers.
Doesn't matter. I mean, if you got 10, 22, 33, 66, and 88, how many numbers is that? 10, 12 numbers? That's a long number to come up with.
Right. But
Somebody will win.
They will.
But they're going to be
from New Jersey.
They'll be from New Jersey.
So this is the 11th time that the Powerball has topped $1 billion. $1 billion. $1 billion. What are you going to do with $1 billion?
Oh, pay half of it in tax, probably.
I would. Well, for real. Yes. But I would find plenty to do with $1 billion. I'm pretty sure. And it says here you can cash out, or you'll have to keep your winnings invested to get the full amount over 30 years. What now?
I'm not going to be around.
You won't
30
get $1 billion,
years.
even if you win. The cash payout is closer to half that.
Right. Well, you got to pay taxes on it.
Okay. Well, you know what? I would take $500 million.
Yeah, that's 500,000
Okay.
million.
I'm probably
Or
okay with that.
500 million.
500 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we preach a lot about no texting and driving. Don't be distracted.
Right.
What about when you have a dog in the car? Do you ever take your dog?
Well, they're distracting.
Yes, they are. Insurance companies say that maybe distracted driver's law should include dogs too. It found that nearly half of the dog owners who drive with their pups keep their fur babies unrestrained in the front seat.
Or on their lap.
A 60-pound dog can become a 2,700-pound projectile in a slow-speed crash. And 13% of those drivers admit to cruising with their dogs on their laps. Now, I have done that from my son's house to my house, but I was briefly on, a real road. But still, same deal.
Yeah.
You can be distracted.
Yeah.
So,
do you
go.
do you take your German Shepherd with you in the
only
car?
when we take her to the lake, but she's in the back of the truck.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
not in the bed of the truck. We put her in the back seat of the truck, and she stays there.
Oh, okay.
So, and she stays there. I rode
long as she
along
has
with
a-
her to the vet the other day.
As long as she has a stick.
As long as she has a stick.
She's good.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know the moon's getting its own time?
What does that even mean?
Well, it's moon time.
Have you ever?
Has anybody asked you to the moon time? You know what moon time is?
What?
No,
probably not.
Since the gravity of the moon is less, it ticks slower up there.
Huh?
Did you know that?
No.
Which is why the White House has just instructed NASA to come up with a separate system of time for the moon. Because I think we're going to be they're going to be pioneering moon. People's going to be living up there and the whole thing.
Are they going to have moon pies on the moon?
They're going to have moon pies. They're going to moon each other.
Are they?
Instead of
Are they
saying,
just going to walk around naked so they can moon each other all the
there's
time?
going to be a little little pocket back there that you can.
Is there going to be a moon ceremony?
Moon ceremony. They'll call it Coordinated Lunar Time, which will be LTC.
Never heard of that.
Because of other ways, because the other way sounds a little bit naughty.
Okay.
Anyway, each lunar second will run faster than the time we use. They figure it will help the traffic up there now that so many private space companies are planning to go to the moon. Back on Earth, the clock is still ticking. NASA's time nerds have until 2026 to figure all this new moon time out.
So when do they project that they will be able to? I mean, I know people have gone into outer space, like William Shatner, but that people would be able to go to the moon. Do you have a year?
I don't know.
How many years that might?
You know, the trouble with space travel is once you get out of the protection of the atmosphere of the Earth, then you're subject to radiation,
right?
Which you could cause cancerous lesions on your body. But there's a lot of radiation out in space, and they don't know how to, totally protect it from that. So
Hey, Dan, we need to take another break.
I'm just getting going.
Well, you're
Just
going to
getting
have
started.
to just put the brakes on, and you can get going or don't get going when we get back.
All right.
I don't really
Can I
care.
keep going during the break?
Dude, you can do whatever you want. Dude. Okay,
right.
we're going to go to a break. We ask that you stick with us during the break, and we'll be back to close out the show. All right. Welcome back to Around the Table this fine Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know 300 couples are going to join a mass eclipse wedding in Arkansas?
In Arkansas. I saw something about that.
300 couples in Russellville, Arkansas will say I do next Monday at the precise moment the sun and the moon align over the town. It's hosting an eclipse mass wedding with folks coming from 22 different states to tie the knot. You can think of it as a total eclipse of the heart.
Do you have to wonder what happens if it's cloudy and they don't have
I think it's scheduled to be cloudy.
Well, that's what we keep hearing, and you know, that's how it goes. I mean, you can't control it.
Well, you know, are you going to get married anyway? I would
I'm
assume
sure they will.
What they'll do is make some T-shirts with the eclipse with clouds, just a thing of clouds. We got married
and a couple
on
of wedding rings.
Cloudy eclipse day.
There you go. You know, I think it was Matt Bell when he was in here was talking about that people, they expected gas to possibly be a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm going to advise people, maybe we should give that PSA on Friday to fill up your cars, all that kind of, you know, whatever you're going to need. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Have an
really
alternative.
don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Specifically.
I don't know.
So, well,
they say that it's going to be cloudy from here all the way up into Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
And the best place would be like Niagara Falls in New York.
Well, I'm not, you know, I guess I'll just.
Because it's not everywhere across the United States.
Right.
It's just a small strip. And it's
that's
kinda
total,
like,
it's total.
It's going from Texas all the way up to New York and that angle.
Well, whatever, but everyone will be able to see it, right?
A different, yeah. Mm-hmm.
A different view of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like worldwide, it has to be. It's the sun, right?
Right, but no, you won't get a total eclipse. No.
Right. No, I don't mean a total eclipse, but some sort of eclipse. You will get something.
You'll get something. Yeah.
Total eclipse of the heart.
You know what today is?
Dan, I have no idea what today is.
It is Ben and Jerry's Free Cone Day.
Really?
Where do we go to get it?
Where do you get a Ben and Jerry's?
I mean, you could go. This is a cone, though. Today's the day Ben and Jerry's gives away free ice cream. It's Free Cone Day, a tradition at Ben and Jerry's store since 1979. And the best part of it is no limit on how many cones you can get, just as long as you line up each time. I guess you're lining up at Ben and Jerry's.
I guess. It's also anniversary of the cell phone, which we talked a little bit about the whole bag phone thing. But
1973.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
Wow. World Party Day.
World Party Day, okay.
Do you want to go have a party?
The day when the entire planet throws a coordinated shindig.
Never heard of a...
on a Wednesday? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like Hump Day. This is Hump Day, not World Party Day. Come on.
Yeah, it's not even, you know.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
National Film Score Day. Okay, that's not quite loud enough.
And the dramatic music
comes
in.
Now, anyway, The Godfather, Star Wars. How about The Lord of the Rings? Composer John Williams has been nominated for 54 Oscars and won 5 for his best original score of E.T., Jaws, and Star Wars. He is a heck of a deal.
Yeah.
What else?
National Tweed Day.
Do you wear tweed?
I don't know if I have tweed. I will try to find some and wear it.
I hope you do. It's also National Find a Rainbow Day.
Uh-huh.
Well, we don't have any rain, so...
You can make a rainbow if the sun is shining and you have a garden hose.
This is very true, Dan.
You can do that.
Thank you for that little tidbit.
National Walking Day. We are going to walk the heck out of here in just a few minutes.
Yes, we are. So we're glad that you tuned in with us today. Thanks. We are done for the day, and we appreciate you tuning in with us. We will see you again tomorrow.
Have a great day.
From the Beefaroo Restaurant Studio.